Tendrils of mud and earth had risen up out of the trench and wrapped themselves around him, forcing themselves over his mouth and nose, choking the life out of him. As I watched, the mud dragged him down, deeper and deeper into the trench until he was entirely submerged. Then it rippled for a moment before settling, as if nothing had happened. The whole thing took a matter of seconds. Michaels was gone before I'd even had time to draw my weapon. As the shock subsided, I realized that I wasn't alone. The people I'd heard running from the other direction now stood opposite me. They must have arrived just after I did. They must have seen everything. There were two of them, a man and a woman. He was tall, handsome, and appeared to be a civilian from his clothes. She was evidently not a civilian. I didn't recognize the uniform. Blue, trimmed in white and not altogether practical looking, but I recognized the look in her eyes, the way she stood, the way she was surveying the area, and the way she was looking at me. "Military police?" I asked, half whispering. She looked confused for a moment, glancing at the man. Then she nodded. "Captain Mark Steadman," I said, stammering slightly as I introduced myself. Slowly I lowered my revolver, glancing between the two of them, and then back down at the patch of earth where Michaels had vanished. "Kingdom," the woman replied. At first it seemed like an odd thing to declare, but then I realized she was telling me her name, but not, I noticed, her rank. "I'm Stephen," the man said. "Who was he?" I didn't need to ask who he meant. "Michaels. Private Thomas Michaels. Everyone called him Michaels because he didn't like being a Tommy called Tommy. That's what he says. Said. That's what he said. Oh, God. Is this what happened to them? Is this what happened to all of them?" I lost myself at that point. I dropped my revolver. I could feel my legs shaking, but they didn't give way. Michaels, Peterson, Hodge, all the others. Had the earth taken all of them? Kingdom and Stephen exchanged glances. "Them?" Stephen murmured. Kingdom shrugged, and Stephen turned back to me, putting out an arm to steady me. "I think you'd better see the doctor." Doctor Who, Men of War by Justin Richards. Read by Peter Purves. He couldn't have been a real doctor, or they'd have assigned him to a hospital, and there definitely wasn't one anywhere near our position. Stephen could have been a medical orderly of some kind, but that didn't explain what they were doing assigned to a military policeman like Kingdom. Policewoman? That raised even more questions. I followed the two of them back along the trench, the way they'd come. The trench widened out as we progressed, leading towards one of the sentry positions we'd long since stopped manning. I tried not to think about what happened to Michaels. I tried not to think about the earth under my boots. I tried not to imagine it rising up, wrapping itself around me, enveloping me in earthy tendrils and dragging me in its cold embrace. I didn't succeed. Thankfully, they hadn't come far, and I soon found myself distracted by the doctor. He was sat on a chair beside a large blue box that looked very out of place in a trench. It had the words, "Police Public Call Box," written across the top above the doors. But neither the chair nor the box seemed as out of place as the man himself. His hair was white, his face lined with age. He was clearly too old for service, but there was something more to him than that. Somehow, he seemed to be the antithesis of the war itself, an incarnation of absolute peace, as forceful as the total war raging in the world around.